How to sell your strengths and weaknesses when applying for jobs. It's the question that gets asked time and time again, both in job applications and in interviews. So, please tell us about what strengths you can bring to the role and what your weaknesses are. You may be well versed in talking about your strengths and the achievements you have accomplished to date. However, talking about weaknesses is typically where many job candidates tend to fall short. It is very rare to go through a recruitment process without being asked to sell your strengths to those that are hiring. This might not be asked in a blatantly obvious manner and can often be worded in different ways, such as, why we should hire you for this position, what sets you apart from other candidates applying for this role, how would your workmates describe you, what makes you a good fit for this position and the company. What is the biggest accomplishment you've achieved within your career? A good option is to think of a few of your key strengths and then back them up with examples of how you implemented these strengths which resulted in a positive outcome for a particular project or situation. This will take your mind off the thoughts that you are gloating and focus it more towards the task at hand, addressing a question with a logical and structured response. There are two types of skills, and most of the time you will want to draw on both sets of skills to show to your potential employer that you are a well-rounded individual. These two types of strengths are called hard strengths and soft strengths. Hard strengths are technical and education-based skills, whereas soft skills are interpersonal and highly transferable. Here are some examples below. Hard strengths: software knowledge, specific qualifications, language skills, industry-based knowledge. Soft skills: teamwork, creative thinking, empathy, flexibility. Make sure that when you are selecting your strengths that you would like to focus on, they are relevant to the role you are applying for. A good rule of thumb to remember, if you are ever asked about your strengths and weaknesses, is to focus on strengths that are directly related to the specific role and to not bring up any weaknesses in areas that are essential to the role. Even if you meet all the criteria on an employer's wish list, no doubt you will still be asked about your weaknesses. The key to answering this tricky question lies in being authentic with your answer. Too often employers will hear the same generic responses when it comes to an applicant's weaknesses. Things such as being too much of a perfectionist or working too hard may sound like a good idea on the surface, but they can come off as inauthentic and lacking in depth. It's better to actually bring up a personal weakness, which you can then follow up with an explanation of how you have worked to overcome that weakness, with specific examples of situations included. Although talking about your strengths and weaknesses is one of the trickiest questions one can face during the job hunting process, if you frame your weaknesses as areas that you have actively improved upon and your strengths as the reason you are right for the role, this can build a unique picture of you as an individual and may ultimately be the reason you land the job.